Well, hey everybody, we're out here on a safari. You know what a safari is? Safari is usually something that you're looking out for animals and seeing all kinds of new things. Well, today we are gonna go on a shape safari. And I'm so excited. I've got my friends Weston and Harper here, and we are gonna be on the lookout for some shapes. So can you help us find some shapes? We're gonna see how many we can find and see if we can find some 2D shapes. Maybe, if we're really lucky, we might even find some 3D shapes. So let's see what we can find. Y'all ready? Let's do it. Okay, so we're out here looking. Weston, do you see any shapes?
I see a triangle.
A triangle. Triangle's a great shape. Now, you know, I think we need something to kind of help us that we can see this on. How about our handy dandy chalkboard? Chalkboard? Oh, here we go. All right. Now, Weston said he saw a triangle. A triangle has 3 sides, has 3 angles. And so we can see here, it's made up of straight edges, right? And it has those 3 angles and 3 vertices. That's the word we're going to use for that. Where it comes to a point, it's called a vertex, or if we have multiple, a vertice. So we've got our triangle. That's a great shape, right? And we know what makes a triangle. But can we see any other shapes? Harper, do you see any shapes out there?
A circle.
A circle. Hey, I see a circle too. A circle can also look like a smiley face. We got to draw those out sometimes. Well, circles have no flat edges. There's no straight edges, right? Circles are just round. So there's no vertex, right? There's no point or corner that it comes to. So that's what makes a circle a circle. That's a great shape. All right, Weston, you see any others out there?
I see a square.
A square. Hey, a square. How many sides does a square have? Do we know? Can we figure that out? Well, let's count them out together. How about this? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sides in our squares. Pretty good stuff, right? But all squares, there's something special about squares. Squares all have the same size for each side, okay? All of these lengths that make up their edges, they've got to be the same size. And that is what is unique about a square. There's 4 of those. There's 4 right angles where they come together, 4 vertices, but all of those sides have to be the same length for it to be a square. That's a good one. Okay, now let's go on the hunt again. What are we seeing out there? Anybody see another one? Harper, do you see one?
A cube.
Oh, a cube. A cube is a special one because a cube is a 3D shape. All those ones we talked about before, triangles, squares, circles, those are flat shapes. They're just 2D shapes. But a cube is a little bit different because a cube actually is a 3D shape. So we can see it here. Now, cubes look very similar, right? Each of these, what we call faces, the side of those cubes, actually squares. But it's a 3D shape because there's more of it. We see how it takes the extra dimension there. So if we actually count all of these faces, a cube has 6 faces. So it's pretty cool. Similar to a square, but it's a 3D shape, a solid shape. So it's a little bit different. All right, we're still on the hunt. Can we find some more? Maybe there's a couple more out there. Weston, do you see any more shapes out there that you see?
Sphere.
Ooh, a sphere. Now, a sphere, what does this look like to you guys? What does that look like? Does it look like a ball, right? Maybe like a basketball or a soccer ball? Well, those are actually types of spheres. And so it kind of has that round shape. We might think it's related to that circle, right? But this is a 3D shape, a solid shape, which makes it different. And so all those different types of balls that you see, the basketballs, the soccer balls, a tennis ball, all of those are types of spheres. And did you know that right now we're standing on a giant sphere called the Earth? The Earth is actually a sphere. It is round and it makes up that 3D shape. Okay, so we've talked about a lot of different shapes, right? Let's talk about maybe 1 or 2 more, and let's stick with those 3D shapes. What about this one? What do you guys think? What's on the end here? What do you see here?
A circle.
It looks like a circle, right? But Then if I flip it over, there's another circle. And then it's kind of long here. Well, this is actually called a cylinder. This is a cylinder. So it's made up of a circle on both sides, but it has that length. So you might think of like a can or something like that. Those are cylinders. So this is pretty good stuff. An awesome safari. We're out here looking. So I tell you what, we'll keep looking. How about we keep finding some other shapes? And y'all have a great day today.